Hello everyone, it's the end of another weekend in the FIA Formula E World Championship and it's time to have a little wander up and down the pit lane. Now, once again we've been plagued with technical issues. We have a 25% success rate of getting these out at the moment and fingers crossed it's going to go to 40. But the thing is, today we're in a little bit of a rush because I've got a flight to catch and the very well dressed Jack Jordan Maynard would like to watch the Brentford-Liverpool game. So we're going to try and do this very quickly. So let's talk about the first team packing everything down at Cupra. And it was almost points again for them today. Nico Müller was running around like 9th, 10th for most of the at the end of the race. Unfortunately, had an altercation with Sam Bird down at turn 1, which brought out the safety car, which brought the race to an end, which was a shame. But it was promising from them, the fact that they were in the points, they were trying, and they could have had that chance. So yeah, I mean, kudos to Cupra. Keep it up, because it's what we like to see. We love to see everyone coming together. We had all points on the board anyways after Berlin, but it's good to see them fighting for points this weekend, which is good. Right, this is how quick we're going. We're already on to Neo. It's not even a minute in, I guess. DS Penske. I need to read my notes properly. So yeah, it's a story of. It could have been so much more for them today. Unfortunately, they were disqualified in qualifying due to the tyre pressure being too low, and that properly scuppered their sessions. They wouldn't have made it through to the duels anyways, but they might have done had they not had that infringement, because they got the alert so early on that when they came in to change their tyres, they couldn't change their tyres because the tyre pressure was already wrong, which meant that when they went back out again, the tyres were too hot and they couldn't really find the temperature, and then they got disqualified for it anyway. So what's the point of anything? Yeah, so they started on the back row of the grid, but an amazing recovery for them. They got a double points finish in 7th and 9th for them today. Yeah, Jeff said he would have rather had a boring race, but yeah, he does want to get to the bottom of these tyre issues. Stoff, yeah, he said that he gave up a little bit of time due to some team orders and stuff like that, so could have been more for Stoff, but that's what happens at the end of the day. Right, this is Neo. Let's get everything back out on track, running smoothly. Right, so Neo, 8 points for them today. Good job from Dan Ticktum. Both cars into the duels. Yeah, they did a fantastic job this weekend. And so yeah, it's 8 points for Dan. He was involved in an incident late on with Max Gunter. We'll get onto that. But he also got wing damage and had that safety car not come out. It could have been a potentially worse day for him. He was actually quite relieved that he was actually quite relieved that the safety car came out. Otherwise, yeah, it would have been harder to hold on to points. Whereas when the safety car came out, he kind of managed like the wing not going underneath the car and everything. I think he gave Jake Hughes a little bit of a love tap and stuff like that. So yeah, just to make sure that he could, when the racing resumed, albeit for a lap and a half, that he was all right. Sergio said to camera, made it to the duels, made it to the semi-finals, then didn't make it to the semi-finals and had to start 8th because he messed up with the lighting system. So there's 2 lights at the end of the pit lane. He stopped at the first one when he should have stopped at the second one. So yeah, it's disappointing for him, and he just fell back during the race. Unfortunately, the efficiency with the car, not good. And however, the way that the race panned out, it was better for them because they could save more at the start and then they could go a little bit harder at the end. Right, Nissan. What a great day! Who expected that today? Qualified 1st and 3rd, started 2nd and 3rd after Sasha Fenestras lost pole position. But was that a blessing in disguise? Because as it is in Formula E at the moment, you don't want to lead. You want to kind of be second so that you can save a bit of energy, then pounce when the guy in front wants to save energy. that may have been the plan, but it certainly wasn't the plan to not get pole position in the end after all the kerfuffle. But yeah, Sasha Fenestraz, fantastic job for him, 4th place. Norman Nato, so unlucky. I thought there was something in the air, that Norman Nato, with Jules' number in the car, wearing a Jules tribute helmet in a red and white car. I thought it was going to be magical or something. Yeah, it was unfortunate at the end. He was involved in something in and around that Ticktum Gunter incident, and that left him with a puncture, and it meant that he finished 18th and at the back, unfortunately. Right, should we move on to Lucas this isn't Lucas de Grassi's team, well, it is, but you know, Oliver Rowland's here too. Mahindra, and yeah, Ollie was actually on fire for the best part of the first part of the race. There was some weird things, so we thought that they were going to start on the second back row of the grid. They didn't. In the end, they started, I think, where they qualified, which is probably better. But Ollie had an amazing start to the race and kept on just going for these amazing moves. Unfortunately, it culminated in a crash into Edo Mortara's rear end down at the Nouvelle chicane. Disappointing, and then I think stuff just went wrong from there. Lucas, I genuinely don't know what Lucas did in that race, so sorry, Lucas. Right, shall we head further and further down this paddock, where we now get to the former championship leaders, and who would have thought we'd said that even after day 1 in Berlin, that Porsche wouldn't lead the championship at this point. They've had a shocker today, unfortunately. No points, and it's the first time all year that they haven't scored points. Verline's gone from 4 ahead to 21 back, and Da Costa was involved in an incident, and then he had to drop back, unfortunately, because he was in the fringe of the top 10, but then yeah, in the end it didn't really work out at the end of it, so that's a shame for Porsche. But so yeah, not happy at hunting ground, because obviously last year they had that they had the crash. We just need to move into the side. Yeah, and so yeah, unfortunate for Porsche. So let's talk about the team that's behind me, Andretti. And after this horrible run of form, I'm actually really delighted to see Jake get back-to-back podiums. He hasn't stood off the podium when he's finished a race this season. It's been really good so far, apart from those races. But yeah, Jake, who no, that's Andre. That's Andre there, not Jake. Andre had an awful race today. Only lasted a lap. But yeah, he got tagged around at the final corner, and then that was that, unfortunately. Jake now, I think he's 25 points off the championship lead, in third in the championship. But yeah, solid day for Andretti though, getting 16 points on the board. So basically, we now need to stay like hugged up to the pit building. So we're just gonna like saunter across like this. You might even see me having a little dip over there, because it might be a little bit easier. Right.
Can you stop there?
Yeah.
This is in the middle of a very dangerous operation. Is that okay?
Yeah. Back after the break. So yeah, we had to stop there because it was getting a little bit hectic, and so yeah, we were asked to move over to here. And you know, like it's understandable. Like they're setting everything down. All this equipment's going off to Jakarta. So yeah, right. We should talk about the race winners, Nick Castine and Vision Racing. I almost said Virgin there. Whoops. Yeah, fantastic day for Nick. What did he have to say? I put my phone in my pocket like an idiot. Yeah, he wasn't, at the end of the race, he wasn't really extracting all the energy that he potentially had. But yeah, it was a fantastic race for him. Seb, I think I backed the right team, but I backed the wrong horse. Like, it's, yeah, so I'm taking that as a win-ish. But yeah, Seb, didn't make it to the duels. It's the first time he's not made it to the duels in a while. So yeah, unfortunate for Seb. Not really a great day for him. I don't think he scored any points at the end. I don't really have that in my notes. Journalist of the year. Right, shall we talk about Jaguar then? So, Jaguar second for Mitch and a point for Sam. Mitch wasn't expecting Nick to come past at the moment that he did, and I think and he said that had he, like when you're playing the F1 game and you hit flashback, you want to have another go. He would have defended a little bit harder, but you know, that's what happens occasionally. So just 18 points, but he's happy with 18 points because it means that he's still consistently scoring in the fight for the championship. Yeah, he's over a race win off his compatriot at the moment in Nick Cassidy, but he said that even without the safety car, it would have been flat out to the end of the race. Sam was involved in that accident with Nico Muller. But he still got a point out of it, and I've also put this second place good send off for Adrian. You will have seen him whenever they cut to the garage. You see James Barkley and a silver-haired man. That's Adrian, absolute legend. He's moving on. It was his last race with the team. I think he's done every single race with Jaguar. So yeah, all the best, Adrian, and we'll see you around. Maserati. It's a day what could have been, unfortunately. Both cars through to the duels. However, after that, it kind of just fell apart. Mortara, he hit Gunter at one point, which was a little bit awkward. But Max then, in turn, when Ticktum defended, he went into the back of Gunter, and let me tell you, Gunter was fuming. It's apparently with Ticktum it's always the same, so who knows. And then we move on to McLaren, who have actually had an all right day. It's nice to see them back at the forefront. Obviously they had a good start to the year. They had a huge blip in Berlin, but they've come back strong here. Pole for Jake Hughes. René Rast didn't. He had a kind of mid-day, unfortunately, but Hughes, I'll be honest, they didn't think that they had the pace in the morning, but as the track warmed up and everything, and that's when they realised that they kind of had the pace and the car got suited to the track. At the end of that, you get a pole, you lead the race. He said that he led for too long, but what can you do at the end of the day? Right, that is it from us. I'm hoping that I've done that in quick enough time. It should be under 20 minutes or so. But yes, that's it from us. I'll probably be back for Rome. So yeah, you've got some races in between. But thank you very much for your company this weekend. Hopefully this goes up all right. Fingers crossed, everyone. See you soon. And watch the FEZ show later on. Cheers, bye.